Hey everyone, I'm Anastasia, the founder of Inkwell Games, and I'm here with another edition of You Ask, We Solve, where you send in puzzles that you're stumped by and we try to help you. So this one came from Johannes of Finland. Thank you, Johannes. Um, this was a puzzle that stalled quite a few people. It might have been a bit hard for a Wednesday. And it's particularly challenging because there's a lot of large regions. There's not a lot of great places to get started in this puzzle. So we're at this stage in the board feeling a little bit discouraged with only one X placed, knowing that, you know, regions like this can't contain a star here because they touch, and wanting to know, like, where do we go from here? And so there's probably different ways to do this, but the way I solved it was looking at how these regions interact. So I started with the smallest one, and I figured there's there's different ways that we could have stars. They could be in the same column, same row like this. They could be in the same column. They could be a little bit off. Trying to figure out what the configuration was of the stars in this region. And one thing I was experimenting with was, well, what if they were in the same column? If they're in the same column, it would be something like this, because obviously they need a space. And what it would do is actually, it would mean you couldn't have a star in any of these cells. Those are all the cells that touch. And suddenly that wiped out that entire region. So by doing this, I actually learned that I'm going to need at least one star in this pair over here to keep everything from being wiped out. So let's reset the game. We had this. So I know that I'm going to need a star here or here. But when I know that there's a pair that needs a star, I can cancel out the cells immediately opposite those pair because each of these cells that I X out touches both of the stars in that pair. I also know that if there's a set of three, that center orthogonal cell, so I know that we're going to have one star in this pair and one star in this set of three. I know that this cell and this cell actually can touch every single one of those three. So pretty quickly, I was able to sort of break this first one into segments and use that to do some logic outside. When I do that, this larger segment has now been broken into a 3 in a corner and a 2 in a pair. And in both of those scenarios, I know that they can only contain one star. A pair can only contain one because two stars would be touching, and a trio can also only contain one star because two stars would be touching. So within that pair, I can X out the stars or the cells opposite that pair. And within that trio, I can always take out that center interior corner because it touches all three. And suddenly, this region has a lot fewer options. This allows me to cancel out this center star because it takes center cell because it touches each of these two cells, and now I only have two options in that region, and you should be able to get it from here. Again, keep sending in your questions. We'll keep solving and helping you out. Happy puzzling!